Good morning, you guys. Guess where I am? Once again, Rona Plus. Because we have a new project that we're starting today. I have a collaboration with them and I literally took it to the whole nother level. Like they're like, oh, you could do this one thing. And I'm like, let me do everything, actually. We are gonna be redoing Augie's spare bathroom. All of our bathrooms are hideous. Every single one. Hideous. And it's the one thing I have never done before. And basically the part of the house I have never even touched. So the before and after is going to be incredible. Now we are going to go look at their vanities. I'll show you a couple of the iPhone shots that I get in there, but I am also going to be doing some molding. I'm not going to pick that up today. I need to make the plan. Last night I was looking at all my design books and I was on Pinterest for literally hours trying to come up with my plan. And for a spare bathroom of different sizes, it's hard because it's kind of like you can be inspired by certain things, but then you really have to kind of come up with your custom plan. So I'm like, do I do shiplap? Do I do a different type of molding? How am I gonna do the lighting? Do I have to replace the floor? I don't think I need to. I think like in this house, that maybe isn't gonna be something that I do in the spare bathroom. It could be something that I do possibly in our bathroom. Because it's with a collaboration, we are gonna be replacing the vanity, which is so exciting. I'm gonna show you guys, they have basically this preview of like small vanities right now, how easy it is to change a vanity and literally change the bathroom. And ours is hideous, it's so ugly. Again, which honestly makes for great before and afters. I still want that Nancy Meyers feel. I want that cozy feel. And I think we can achieve it. I was looking at a bunch of paint colors too. They have Seco inside of Rona, and I just don't hear enough about Seco. I hear about other brands, but Seco has great paint, like just great quality paint. So, and if you said, oh, I want to pick up everything that I want at Rona Plus, but maybe I'll go somewhere else for a paint, you could still get a color match, like, and then you can just go to Rona and get every single thing that you need, all your paint supplies, everything. So today, I'm gonna go see. It says that they have one of the vanity that I wanna pick up online here at this Rona. And I'm gonna look at their taps, and then I also wanna look at their lighting. So I'm excited. Let's go check it out. I don't know if I'm gonna bring my vlog camera out just because it's a weekend and I don't wanna disrupt anyone's shopping experience. So I'll show you the iPhone photos and videos. It'll be videos. I'm so inclined to be like photos and videos that I get. And yeah, it always feels so weird heading out the door without Scotty and Augie. But the weekends are my chance to get work done because I have backup hands. This week was very busy and very full on with August, and it has been such a blessing, but at the same time, it's almost impossible to get any work done. He had like 20-minute naps yesterday, so it was like, go to the bathroom, shove a snack in your gullet, and we're back. We're back on our wake window grind, so here we go. So let's go check it out. This is what I'm wearing today. Little barn jacket, jeans, got this new belt from Aritzia. You would have seen that in a different vlog. And we're rolling. All right. Guys, I think I officially have gotten everything that I need. Give you a little pedestal there before we start driving. I think I've got everything we needed. I very much was like, okay, what am I gonna do? Looking at my inspo. And you know what's amazing is you can get materials like this. Oh, windshield wipers on. And you just make it up as you go. And sometimes when you go into the aisle where they have all of the, what is the word that I'm looking for? Since having August, it is crazy. Words just fall right out of my head. Molding. I was looking at all of the moldings and I love this little chair rail one. So I was thinking what I could do in this little reno is do like a high half wall with shiplap, just like I love to do, something that's like really classic, this chair mold, and then I could do some moldings up at the top that I can do, you know, the mirror and all of that kind of stuff. We shall see what happens because yeah, it is a small room and there's mirror, there's towel bars, all of that kind of stuff. But based on my inspo from Pinterest, I'll show it to you here on the screen, I think I can make this happen. I also got the paint. It's just nice and neutral, especially because the tile, I'll show you once we get home. But The caffeine is necessary. It's gonna continue flowing in the car. I need to pick up lunch because now I have officially been here for over an hour. 2 hours probably. It's 12:42 and we're just gonna get started. I called Scotty and it sounded like he was just settling Augie down for a nap. So it's just so weird not being with those boys. So let's head home to the loves of my life. Are you guys ready to see the state of this bathroom? So first of all, the color on the walls, obviously not the color of the year for us. It's this dark gray. It kind of has this like purpley undertone to it, and purple is not my color at all, but it's the dark gray. This used to be the color of our entire house. This fun lamp, this bespoke extra light bulb that doesn't match the ones that are there because one burnt out, so we just popped one in there knowing that we don't care about this bathroom at all. This is the cabinetry. The cabinetry is honestly not that bad, looking at it, so we're gonna replace that and the countertop. These two together are just not it for us. The floor is going to remain. We actually don't mind the floor, and I think that if I lighten up the room, it will really change a lot of how that feels. I might even put like a new grout on top just to make it a little bit lighter, or do like a really good grout clean. I really want to change that vent, and I'm thinking of doing like maybe the half wall shiplap and then go from there. I just popped this picture in there pretty much like right when we moved in, and it makes no sense at all, but I think I was just like, it's cute, right? We'll just put this here. And then it's cool, we have the light in the shower. The shower is really nice. It hardly gets used, so it's really nice and just like neutral. We just basically have Oggs's little bathtub in there. That's chrome already, which is perfect because it will match what we have going on. So these are gonna stay for sure. And then I'll just clean up the bar. And then I have a new sink and tap features to go that are also chrome. And I'll need to buy a new towel bar. So all of this, it's such a tiny little room, but it could definitely just use so much love. So I say we start taking everything out of here. Last note as well, changing things like the vent cover and these little guys, the hinges for the doors and the doorknobs, and then just like hardware and stuff like that. I think that is just one small thing that makes such a huge impact in a room. Plus the fact that we're gonna be changing the lighting, that's also gonna have such a huge impact. So yeah, I'm excited. All right, so one wall done. I do have to do the baseboard there, and then I will have to do some like creativeness because it now lines up with the molding there. But this will all be dapped in so it looks a little bit more built in, and now I'm gonna put a big box above. Good morning, you guys. Day 2. Day 1 finished off incredibly well. I got so much farther. Well, I hadn't really like figured out what I was gonna do, as you saw yesterday when I was buying molding, and I was like, ugh, I don't know. I am so happy with what I decided, and it was very much on the job. Originally, I was gonna end up just doing wall to floor or ceiling to floor, wall to floor, ceiling to floor, shiplap, kind of like I've done before. It was my comfort zone. And then I was like, you know what, Amanda? No, you bought this other molding. And plus, if you do just a half wall, I actually think this will be easier for you. And it 100% ended up being that way. Today is a huge day in the reno because not only is it reno, it's also demo. I have to take out the sink today. I've never done that before. I looked at a couple of thumbnails on YouTube. I want to say I watched a couple of videos, but I literally typed in how to dismantle a bathroom vanity, and then I just saw basically the list of things in someone's description, and I was like, okay, yeah, no, I can do that. I'll figure that out. And Scotty is taking Oggs to his parents today to hang out, so I can be loud and messy and just get after it. We also have not only dinner for my parents' anniversary, but if you guys have been here for a really long time, you may know, I wonder if I've ever talked about this. Our neighbor who used to live under us, we lived in basically a maisonette. So there were 4 apartments on the bottom, 4 on top. So it was kind of like a little condo building, but like not a condo at all. It was a big building. And there were a bunch of them in like the section of where we lived, and we lived on top. And our neighbor below, we just love so much. We love her so much. And when we moved out, it was one thing that was weighing on us so much to tell her that we were moving out, because it's one of those things where people are like, oh yeah, no, I'll still see you and everything. But we genuinely still see Lynn all the time. And we are actually celebrating her birthday. So she's gonna come over to my parents' house, and we're throwing a little, we call it family dinner. We're throwing family dinner. And I'm so excited because when we got home from the hospital, Lynn was the one watching our house and Rosie while I was giving birth, and literally walked through the door, saw Lynn, burst into tears, showed her Augie. He was so teeny tiny, obviously. He was only 7 pounds, and now he's 16 pounds. He had a checkup the other day, and I'm like, that is why this arm is getting so strong from holding him. But she is gonna see him for the first time since seeing him then, and it's been so long, and I miss her so much. And yeah, it genuinely is. We have just adopted Lynn, and she is part of our family, and she literally comes to our Christmases, birthday dinners. We're having a birthday dinner for her. So thinking of that now, I'm heading into Rona because the way that I decided to do the molding, I have to pick up some more. I have to pick up some more shiplap, and I have to pick up some more of the molding that I'm doing the framing on the wall. Last night, I didn't film it, but I ended up dapping in all of the molding, and that is one of the steps that I can't recommend enough. That will take your project from looking like you just hung something on the wall to it actually looks built in, and that's because you're going to avoid those cracks on the sides. So I did that with what I did last night, and we're going to do that for all of the molding. I'll show you a little bit closer up on the project so you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is such an easy step. It's a little bit messy, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too messy at all, and it will just make your project shine. I actually think I should make an Instagram reel about that on Home Well Done. And if you don't know, I actually started a new Instagram account. It is a little tiny baby, and it's one of my favorite places to be in the whole entire world. One of my favorite little nooks on the internet, because the only accounts I follow are home accounts, and the only like content that I see on my feed is basically like women doing incredible DIYs. And I want to be a part of that community, and not only just sharing my DIYs, but also sharing knowledge that I learned along the way. So I shared a painting tip the other day. I have another one in the queue to share, and it's at Home Well Done on Instagram. So if you love this kind of content and you'd like to see more of it on a different cozy little nook of the internet, Instagram, I'd love for you to join me over there. I really want to try and figure out what I co-share to Below the Blonde, my main Instagram, and what I only share there on Home Well Done. And I think it will be a lot of those like little lessons. But yeah, always so great. So we are at Rona. I just absolutely downed a breakfast sandwich. Little Augie Ogster woke up at 5:30 a.m. and decided it's time to party. So I was up with him since then, which was so fun. And it's so crazy because it was still dark this morning, and then the sun was coming up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is a totally new way to morning with him, because we only had summer mornings where it started off so sunny every time. But it was so cozy, and I got some good cuddles. I'm gonna go into Rona, grab that stuff. I'm gonna go grab Lynn a quick birthday present and the birthday cake that I am tasked with bringing tonight, because it's always nice to be a part of bringing something. My mom always puts on such a great dinner, and my dad helps too. And let's get back into this project. Day 2, baby. Here we go. Rona again. Home away from home to make my house a home. Okay, all of the supplies have been bought. This is how far we got yesterday with the half wall. I love this. And this is what I was talking about when I was talking about the product called DAP. It's DAP. It's this. I remember the first time someone said that to me and I was like, what? What did you just say? So it's this caulking that you basically just put in all of the edges and then it seals all the cracks, and I do it all the way around everything so it looks actually built in. I have to add a baseboard there, so I did purchase that, and I got an extra high one so it looks really, really luxe. I also asked the opinion of one of the experts there. There's this one guy in the woodworking department, and I just love talking to him because he's got so many good ideas. And so I was like, this is what I've done. I showed him pictures and he gave me a good idea. This is a bit niche, but if you are interested in woodworking, on the bottom, because this baseboard and the shiplap are basically like in line, I'm gonna have the baseboard that's gonna be kind of coming out a little bit further, obviously. And normally when you do like a corner, you would cut it at 45, but it really leaves the wood really exposed if you are leaving it exposed. So he suggested cutting it at a 60, so it's a little bit less sharp of an angle. And then what I did here was I sanded these edges because they kind of come out. So I sanded that, and then I'm gonna sand the edges of that too. So I think that's gonna be my plan of attack there. And then next up is this whole side. I'm not gonna be removing the toilet, so I basically just have to build behind. I have to take that baseboard off, but Augs is about to have a nap, so definitely not gonna do that now. And then I am going to work on taking out this piece here. And then behind the doors, like the back of the doors and the half wall, I have decided I'm actually gonna be painting this really beautiful blue. On the internet, it's known as Santorini blue, but in actuality, it's called Nantucket Fog. It's actually a Benjamin Moore color, but I got it color matched with a Seco paint from Rona. So yeah, I feel like we're cooking. I am intimidated to remove this piece, but I also asked my pal in the woodworking department about this, and he's like, well, if you're gonna get rid of it, I highly recommend getting rid of the doors. And then basically the next step is, well, before anything, he's like, don't make the mistake of the plumbing. Like I have to undo all the pipes as well as both of the returns. So I have to make sure everything's disconnected. And then I can work at doing this, which I probably will end up calling my dad about, just about some questions, turning off the water and whatnot. But then besides that, I think we could be good to go. Who knows? I might even have to take a saw to help me get this out, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it. It's disconnecting the water, taking off the countertop and taking out the drawers, and then the rest will be a little bit more open and I'll be able to see kind of where the screws are connecting it to things. And then what I'm gonna do is pull the shiplap all the way across the back, but because there'll be another unit in place, obviously I might not do it all the way up and down on both. I'm gonna do it like on the tops and then on the bottoms, just to save materials, because I have a lot of cut off pieces and you won't see behind there. And then it would just be, shiplap's quite expensive. All building materials are very expensive. So then that would be a good way to kind of save some money on materials. So yeah, and I ordered some artwork this morning as well. So while Scotty's putting Augs down, I can hear that he's doing that right now. And then he's gonna take him to Pop and Mimi's house. I'm gonna do my measurements. So I'm basically just gonna measure up everything that I need to do up here, up there, and then everywhere else. Basically this part, the top boxes. This also makes it look so much taller now, like it draws your eye up, which is cool. And then I'm gonna go cut those because that's just gonna be like finicky. So I'm gonna get that done. Okay, this is such a good example of how houses are not built at right angles. Behind the door, at the top of this piece, it would be 10 centimeters, and at the bottom it's like 9. So I've cut this piece so many times just to fit it. Oh, and it's still not gonna fit. Oh my gosh, okay, so I keep cutting like the tiniest little bit because it's so much bigger up here than it is down there. But I just keep going like bit by bit by bit. We'll get there. So annoying. Okay, you guys, I can't believe it, but I managed to make it work. And I am just so chuffed with that. I don't think I'm gonna put a piece of baseboard there just because it's such a tight corner, but here I definitely will. And yeah, honestly, I couldn't do any better than that. So I am so happy with myself. And now it's time to do the destruction, and I'm really nervous, but let's just get into it. I'm gonna call my dad and see what he thinks with the water stuff. But first, let's take out the doors and the drawers. Officially, this is where we're ending today. It's fully out. And the reason why is because this baby. Hi, Yaki. We're building your bathroom. I'll see you guys when I pick up again. Hello, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling so burnt out. Today was full on with little Augs, but we have some progress, and I actually didn't film this last night. Last night I got the chance to paint up just a touch of the borders here, and I need to finish this. I also kind of did that part. I need to do this last piece of molding there, and then everything that I did here, sorry if I'm making you sick, I have to do that there. And then I also have a bunch of these moldings to do, so I only have so much time as well because it's officially 6 p.m. We've had dinner, and Scotty is out with Augs and Rosie for a walk. I need to get to it, and I'm trying not to yawn so hard because I'm so tired. Officially, the light has been dropped off, as well as the vanity. So that is good because tomorrow we're gonna set that up, and that's why, even though I'm so tired right now, it has to be all systems go because I need this back part done before the vanity goes in, and I'll have Augs tomorrow, but Scotty's mom's gonna come help for a bit, and then his dad's gonna help me with the vanity because it's something that I've never done before, plumbing. Plumbing and electrical, always good to get someone who knows what they're doing before you shock yourself or start a flood in your home. So that will be good. But I do need to get this stuff like as much as I can done. So I am not going to chat with you because this has already been long anyways. Plus, I always say this in my vlogs, nothing like watching paint dry, and I don't want you to be bored. So I'm basically going to get to it. Maybe I'll have some B-roll, and then I'll check in with you tomorrow and I'll give you the status update. So wish me luck and send me some post-dated energy and juju. Actually, just send some my way anyways, because I almost guarantee I need it. The bags under my eyes are crazy. Okay, love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, you guys. I'm thinking, do I have granola bar in my teeth? Just a very fast morning today because Scotty's mom is over to watch Augie. She's currently taking him for a walk, which is so cute. And then his dad's gonna come over to help me set up the vanity, but I wasn't able to finish all the painting last night, just was so tired. However, and also the caulking had to dry, so I wanted that to dry fully, but this is all complete now, and this is my pride and joy. Cutting that out so smoothly. I was able to do that with the little jigsaw. There's so many saws, I have to like go through the Rolodex in my head of what they're all called with the little jigsaw. So that is my cleanest outlet cut I've ever made, because before, because I didn't have a jigsaw and didn't 100% know how to use one, I would use just a little multi-tool just to kind of go, but this is so nice and smooth, which makes me very happy, very professional. I think I'm gonna sand this corner down slightly, and everything else looks really good. I hadn't seen it actually this morning, all dapped in. And it sounds like I'm out of breath because I'm quite literally rushing. I am also going to paint here, and I'm gonna paint the wall the dove white color that it's gonna be. Take down the light eventually. And I'm not gonna worry about these holes because that's exactly where I'm gonna be hanging the same mirror back in place. So that's where the plugs will be, and it's also got 2 holes to go straight into the stud. So I'm just gonna reuse those if that has a tight seal again. And we're off to the races. So let's carry on. I'll show you where I get to with a little bit of B-roll. And I think what's gonna make a huge difference is once I cover up the gray. Yesterday we managed to get the vanity up here. This is what it's looking like. I turned the hardware as well. I may update the hardware later, but it's actually quite nice with the black and the contrast, and against the blue it just looks like very, very nice. Our taps are gonna go in today. Scotty's dad's gonna come over to help with that, and he helped so much. Yesterday we had to drill these holes to get those through there, and this is kind of the big update paint-wise. Is I finished painting the backs of these doors, which look incredible, and I've started on just a few of the edges. So I just put down August for his first sleep. I'm gonna try my best to just kind of get like 1 coat on. Of course, I also have to take down this light, but I think I'm just gonna leave that so we have an abundance of light while we are doing the vanity. But that is a change that hopefully maybe I can make like later today. However, I'm gonna have to definitely turn off the power for that. So I just wanted to say hello. The progress is progressing, and I'll show you what it looks like once the taps are in, as well as the walls being painted. And then we have to finish the molding. I think what I'm gonna do is paint all of the walls the white color. It looks so pretty with contrast, the white color, and then do the moldings, because then at least I have one base color, and it's super easy just to kind of touch up the moldings and around the sides. So it continues. It is hard doing a reno when you have a little baby, but it's still coming together, and it's been a really good challenge.
Just anyone. I was always the one
to
found myself lost in conversations.
Go!
Cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken. Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make
Go for
them
it.
better.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
you,
Ah,
you're
good
making me wanna try
job.
forever.
Aw. You guys, the last time I vlogged on this camera, not just my iPhone for this project, we had just installed the taps. Now, the reason for the gap is the fact that I was just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And now, officially, we are done the paint and the woodwork. So let me show you what I have done. I'm so excited. I've also put on the doorknob for outside. Now, some of you may cringe because we've got chrome and black in here, and then this is brass, but those are gonna be the ones for the outside of our house. And this room is literally the only one that has the chrome and black. I'm just literally trying to stand up on the tub to give you a perspective. I have now finished all of the woodwork, which you would have seen in some of the quick iPhone shots, and the other night I dapped them all in and painted them. I installed the light, which looks so good. And the vanity, it looks so good as well. And because this is like white, blue, and chrome, I wanted to warm things up. So I brought in this mat. We also have our really nice curtain here. Curtain. What is this called? Oh well, whatever. Shower curtain. It is a curtain. My brain. And we also have this new little wastebasket and brush. That's from HomeSense. I had this downstairs. I'm debating on actually staining this a little bit darker for this room because I think we just need some warmth. I brought in a Joe Malone candle as well, and I'd love to have like some matches and some little glass jars with Q-tips and things like that. I also bought this at HomeSense. You can just get a really beautiful little raw edge olive wood stand, and at HomeSense it's so affordable. At some of the really high-end stores this can cost so much for why, I don't know. And then I've got just some lotion. I just kind of plopped it there, but I think inevitably I will have a glass jar with like Q-tips or something like that. Little piece of hair there. And then this is the everyday wash. I love this. This is a Canadian company called Love Fresh. I'll tag them down below. You can buy it at well.ca, and we love it. We have the lavender and olive downstairs in our kitchen, and we love it. And then these are some hydrangeas I actually dried last fall, and a textured vase just to again add a little bit of texture. I do have some pictures I'm gonna hang here, and then under here I have these, which I'm also going to hang up right here for a picture. And of course, right here, we need to put the mirror. Now, I got that yesterday at HomeSense. It is just in the hallway. Let me turn the light on for you. And it's just got a very thin black outline here. Oh, there's a little bit of glue there. I'm gonna have to clean that up. But you know what? It actually is so lovely. Originally, hey, I can talk to you like this. Originally, that's Scotty's great grandmother, by the way. It's a really beautiful painting of her. And there you can see another example of the doorknobs. Oh, and I also added this blue tassel because I think that tassels on doorknobs are just such a beautiful touch. I will link down below the ones that I've purchased for our home, and genuinely, I want to put them on every single doorknob. I just think it's such a beautiful touch. But I don't remember what I was saying because all day has been spent cuddling and hanging and playing. Hanging is generous. Like, I feel like my arm looks so much stronger now because August is all systems go. Today was that, and they are out on a walk currently. So I'm gonna hang up this mirror, and I'm gonna film a reel as well about how to hang a mirror using plugs, because I thought that I was gonna get so lucky and actually have this between studs, but not so much, not so lucky. So I really wanna show people, specifically women, how to hang something like this using plugs. So let's do that. I will show you the end result, and I'll have some iPhone footage of just hanging it in the in-between. time to hang a little bit of artwork. Oh my gosh, this bathroom is almost complete. I actually got all of our little bars and I'm so excited. I'm just gonna hang that up and then I will show you the final result, even though I feel like you've been seeing it all along the way. All right, my loves, the bathroom is officially complete. I am so excited. I have been pre-editing every single day for the short form vlog. So if you don't follow me on Instagram or TikTok, or even I actually have a home account now on Instagram, I thought it would just be a nice little corner just to dedicate towards home and all of these little bits. But I want to talk you through a few of the decisions. This washroom was a very much like figure it out as I go, because the hero piece is of course the vanity. It's got this gorgeous stone top. The sink is all embedded inside, and then I purchased this faucet separate and it fits perfectly with the pop closure there. And then at first I was thinking, because normally with furniture that I purchase, I'm so used to purchasing IKEA, but Rona is such a step up from normal, just kind of basic builder stuff. And the black hardware is actually gorgeous. So I actually opted to keep that and then bring in some black accents, which is the first time I've ever done that in my house. And honestly, I feel like it makes things look quite elevated and quite elegant. And that was the inspiration as well for the mirror here. I'm officially out of breath because I just ran to go get another battery. So let's continue. So obviously the vanity is the hero piece here. I love the rounded corners. I just love the way it fits in the space, and the faucet being from Rona as well was just so great to make sure everything would fit. I was talking to the one man in kind of the plumbing department, and he was saying that a lot of hardware for faucets are now in one pedestal, but I love, love, love the look of the three separates. I think it looks so traditional and so beautiful and just charming, and the fact that it's got the white on it as well, gorgeous. I will link everything I can in the description box down below for you. This light as well is actually also from Rona, but you can only order it online. They have so many options for lighting on the website there, and then you can get the Value Plus light bulbs, and they actually have Value Plus light bulbs that you can choose the temperature, so that's really nice whether you want to have kind of the bright white for a washroom or kind of a soft yellow, whether that's going to be something a bit cozier. And then the other bits that are non-Rona bits, well, I got our hardware from Rejuvenation. I just love it. It's in a brushed chrome. This is called the Rigdon collection, and I think I had mentioned this maybe earlier. I just think that the way that this looks with the teeth and the detail, it looks just a little bit more masculine. That's kind of a bit more of a masculine element, and then bringing in the black as well. The only thing we're missing here is a picture. It's gonna be really cute. Hopefully I can get my hands on it soon. And it's got some like drawn sailboats, more for our little Augie Ogster, because again, this is part of his bathroom as well. You'll see behind the curtain, we've got our baby bathtub down there. And then this scallop tray is just from Amazon, Joe Malone candle. These are from one of my best friend's engagement parties. I just thought it was so cute, Sarah and Peter. And then these two pictures are from a store on Etsy that I love, and I had shipped here a while ago, and I've had them for a while. This one I just knew was going to go in a bathroom, but I hadn't done any renovations, and then this one was in our bedroom for a long time, but it just matches so perfectly with the colors in here. We also have this from HomeSense. We have a few extra little bits. This from a shop that my mom and I went to in Milton, but you can also get this on well.ca. I will tag that down below, as well as the Way hand lotion. This fragrance is actually the one that Scotty and I got in Venice. It's actually originates in Florence, and this company started in 1221. Absolutely wild. And this was his honeymoon fragrance. It's stunning, absolutely stunning. You can tell he hasn't used much of it yet. He had it in the box for a while, and it's a gorgeous box. But I was like, let's put this out. It matches the washroom and it smells incredible. And then these are from last summer that I dried out. This is from a Hobby Lobby trip absolute ages ago, and it was in the bathroom, it was in the basement rather. And I just think it looks so perfect here in the corner. I know some of you may hate the fact that I mix so many metals, but the main metals here are really like black and polished chrome, but I needed to warm it up. When it was just bare bones, it looked beautiful, yes, but it was still quite harsh. So adding things in the textiles where towels and washrooms will automatically kind of like bring in that texture, so will some warmth in the frames. You've got texture there, you know, the textured vase. I brought in this olive wood board, and all of those things work to really warm up a space. And then this is the way it is. It's brass because that's our whole house now. So I'm slowly changing all of the doorknobs, and that has to be that way, or else I would have done chrome. So sorry if you can hear Augie. He's just getting ready for bed and he's very tired, but I'm gonna wrap up here. And then I have never done doors and edging like this in a different color, and I absolutely love the look. And of course the wainscoting going all the way up, both Scotty and I agree, it just draws your eye up and it actually makes this room feel so much taller. So if you have watched all the way to the end here, please do comment the word bathroom. And I'm so appreciative of you watching this long. And Rona, thank you so much for inspiring me to do this washroom. It was the biggest project I've ever tackled, and it doesn't matter the size of a room, it's still a room. It's got 4 walls, it's got a ceiling, it's got a floor, and sometimes smaller rooms are trickier than bigger ones, and that is based on my dad saying that. So another look at the vanity. I will tag the page for all the vanities, and yeah, if you're looking for something like this, Rona is a great spot because this was so much more affordable than buying a bespoke vanity, getting a stone top, and the sink was included too. So it was heavy to get up the stairs, but it was worth it to replace that hideous vinyl covering as well as the vanity that used to be here. And even the floor now, I think, just looks better. Oh yeah, and I'll tag that register as well, because changing the little details like that is incredible. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this has been a long video, but I really appreciate it. And more fun home things coming to the channel, so please do subscribe, and we shall see you in my next one. Bye guys.